Dale Carnegie is one of the wealthiest entrepreneurs, authors, and creators of self-improvement courses. His personal net worth was over $5 million. Dale taught his clients the skills to build communication, make useful connections, speak in public, and sell their services for large sums of money. People who used Carnegie's advice felt more confident and achieved success 8 times faster. We have collected for you the 20 most valuable Dale Carnegie quotes that'll make you a millionaire. Remember, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. Sometimes it's hard to understand how our actions today affect events that will happen a year from now. So if you are unhappy with your current standard of living, the first thing to do is to understand how you spend your days. Organize an experiment, write down everything you do throughout the day, and then think about how you should spend your day to get closer to realizing your dreams. Once you've figured out what's holding you back and what's bringing you closer to success, you'll be able to reorganize your daily activities to have a positive impact on the future. The successful person will learn from their mistakes and try again in a different way. Not everyone is able to admit their mistakes, and finding someone who is willing to correct them is a very difficult task. That is why there are so few successful and rich people in the world. If you are not doing well in the financial field, you should pay attention to the mistakes you make and do it differently next time. For example, don't save the money you have left after all your expenses at the end of the month, but put aside 10% of your income as soon as it comes into your hands. Develop success from failure. Discouragement and failure are 2 of the surest stepping stones to success. Failure and disappointment are just indicators that help you see what you need to improve. If you've been trying to do something for years without success, Carnegie suggests looking at your work as if it were being done by someone else, a friend or acquaintance you want to help. As you look at the activity, make an honest assessment of what it lacks, what could be improved, what qualities would be important to develop. Then make an action plan and start moving toward your goal. Feeling sorry for yourself and your present condition is not only a waste of energy, but the worst habit you could possibly have. Of course, it is important to recognize where you are at this point, but only to know where to start. Constant complaining about fate and other people, for example, that your parents did not give you the right education, your boss does not pay you enough for your work, your friends do not support your new idea of development. All this means only one thing: shifting responsibility, which, by the way, is considered the most important quality among millionaires. After all, they prefer to take everything under their personal control instead of depending on others and complaining about fate. You will never be successful if you do not like what you are doing. According to a Gallup poll, only 30% of the US population is satisfied with their jobs. The rest are anxious, stressed, and angry. It is obvious that in such conditions and experiencing negative emotions every day, you will not have the strength to create something new, interesting, and useful. That is why Carnegie advises you to write down all your hobbies that bring you joy and gradually introduce them into your life. By doing the things that fill you with energy and positive emotions, you will be able to achieve what you want faster without putting too much effort into it. Remember, happiness doesn't depend on who you are or what you have. It depends solely on what you think. Thoughts have a tremendous impact on our lives. After all, how we perceive a situation determines our subsequent actions. For example, if a person has a bad attitude about investing and is convinced that it is just another scam, they are not likely to put their money there. At the same time, if this person considers investing as a good way to earn extra income, he would probably start to be interested in the peculiarities of investment, read articles, study the advice of investors, which would eventually bear fruit as a good extra income. You can conquer almost any fear, if only you make up your mind to do so. Remember, fear doesn't exist anywhere except in your mind. Fear is an abstract concept. More importantly, it is an emotion that a person can control. Successful people have learned how to do this. Carnegie states that to overcome fear, you must recognize it, understand the reason for it, and decide to eliminate it from your thoughts. Every time negative images, moments of failure, or disappointment appear in your imagination, stop yourself and turn your attention to the positive. Think about what you will get out of starting your own business. Visualize the positive: new people, opportunities, status, money. Knowledge isn't power until it's applied. Having information is not as precious and important as it used to be. After all it takes to learn something today is a few clicks on a smartphone screen. But skills are still expensive. That's why Dale recommends starting a simple but essential habit that will help you achieve success. If you've watched a useful video, read a book, or learned some important information, apply it that same day. Otherwise, you can consider your time wasted. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who kept trying when there seemed to be no hope. Have you ever seen a running race? Many people participate, but only one person emerges as the winner. The first to drop out are those who are afraid of their competitors and recognize them as stronger and more capable. Such participants have morally surrendered. The next are those who have not prepared themselves sufficiently for physical difficulties. And only those who continue to believe in themselves and keep going despite all external circumstances will eventually win the grand prize. In any endeavor, keep trying and you will surely succeed. If you are not in the process of becoming the person you want to be, you are automatically in the process of becoming the person you don't want to be. Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? What results do you want to achieve? These questions should be at the forefront of your mind. Carnegie believes that you can only achieve what you want if you know what you have to do. Spending your days mindlessly, hoping that everything will somehow work out, that relations with others will improve, that business will open up, that profits will come, is a most unwise pursuit. You have to take care of your future. You hold the remote control in your hands. And if you do not use it for your own purposes, someone will not miss the opportunity to use it for his own purposes. One reason why birds and horses are not unhappy is that they do not try to impress other birds and horses. If you want to conform to other people's expectations, you will spend a lot of effort and remain unhappy as a result. The pursuit of approval, the desire to impress friends or strangers, will only lead you into total anxiety. After all, society is organized in such a way that you will always be not good enough in someone's eyes. There will always be something missing. Wouldn't it be better then to direct these forces toward the realization of your own desires? Carnegie urges you to do what makes you happy and to build a life that will be considered successful in your understanding. 1 hour of planning can save you 10 hours of doing. Planning may seem like a useless and boring activity that you don't want to waste your time on. But Dale, like other millionaires, believes that it not only saves time but also brings you closer to achieving your goals. Writing down plans structures the picture in your mind. It becomes very clear what you need to do and when you need to do it. As a bonus, planning increases motivation because imagining the realization of dreams, the brain produces hormones of joy. Highlight the main goals for the month and determine what actions you need to take each day to make them a reality. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. Thinking, doubting, and replaying negative results is not doing you any good. It only blocks you and leads to the idea of doing nothing. Carnegie, on the other hand, believes that the only way to defeat fearful thoughts is through action. If you are afraid of bridges, go to the nearest one and walk across it. If you are afraid of meeting new people, go to an event you are interested in and meet at least one new person there. At first, you will be terribly afraid and uncomfortable, but later it will help you get rid of the fear and give you freedom. Do the hard jobs first. The easy jobs will take care of themselves. You always want to start with something easy, and that's logical because it's nice to do something that's easy and enjoyable. But this sequence only takes you further away from your goal, because it is difficult work that usually brings 80% of the desired result, while easy work is 20% at best. If the result is more important to you than the process, then start with what will get you there, not something that will just waste your time. The man who goes farthest is usually the one who is willing to do and dare. The sure-thing boat never gets far from shore. Risk is always accompanied by the fear of losing what we have. Some people prefer to stay where they are just to keep things quiet. But then, not only will nothing change for the worse, it's unlikely to change for the better. Dale knows that if he hadn't left a fairly well-run business in retail and decided to create his own courses, he wouldn't have achieved his amazing success. Your life may be comfortable, but if you want to live it to the fullest, you must learn to take risks. Flaming enthusiasm, backed by horse sense and perseverance, is the quality that most often makes for success. All the real achievements of today were once the result of a simple desire in your mind. Then perseverance came into play. It stimulates a person to move when he loses motivation and wants to give up everything. Perseverance allows you to act in spite of inappropriate feelings and moods, but the actions to be taken are dictated by common sense. It also judges how much this or that step is really necessary. If you understand how this scheme works and learn to live by it, you will achieve success faster than anyone else. Life is truly a boomerang. What you give, you get. Carnegie believed that whatever you do for others may one day come back to you. Therefore, he developed a personal strategy of doing unto others as you would do unto yourself. This rule not only helped him maintain strong friendships and work relationships, but also made his life more fulfilling and successful. Try to do good things for those around you. Help them succeed, and life will surely repay you in kind. Even in such technical fields as engineering, about 15% of one's financial success is due to one's technical knowledge, and about 85% is due to one's human engineering skills, personality, and ability to lead people. Two people can have identical knowledge and skills, but only the one who is better at relating to people will be successful. In addition to skills, each person has his or her own set of physical, moral, and mental traits that play a huge role in relationships. If you're an expert at a particular job, but you can't get to the next level of income, you probably don't have enough social skills. Learn to talk to people, make useful acquaintances. The more people you have a personal connection with, the better it will be for your development and success. Believe that you will succeed, and you will. Those who are initially unsure of their victory, according to Dale, will not be able to win. If a person does not see themselves as a winner in the beginning, when there are no real difficulties on the way, it means only one thing. When he encounters the first difficulties, he will immediately drop his hands. But a person who has a strong desire and is sure that he has a great chance of winning will be able to overcome all obstacles and get the prize he deserves. Unconditional faith in yourself and your strength is what ultimately leads to victory. First, ask yourself, what is the worst thing that can happen? Then prepare to accept it. Then proceed to improve upon the worst. Accepting the worst outcome of events is difficult, but if you can accept it, the fear will simply evaporate and the resistance you had before will lose strength. This will strengthen your emotional stability, save the energy that was previously spent on fear and worry, allow you to gain self-control, and take control of everything. Carnegie believes that when a person has accepted the situation and has nothing left to lose, he or she will finally be able to take charge after throwing off the shackles. Stop worrying and start living. Hit the like button if you want to become stronger than your fears for the sake of gaining financial prosperity. I wish you to overcome all fears and join the ranks of millionaires. It's the Money Quotes channel. Subscribe and get rich with us.